I'm Lee Stewart, and Jesus has changed my life since I gave my life to Him wholeheartedly. My church experience growing up was not all that pleasant. We just didn't have a lot. We were poor. So they kind of looked down their nose at us, and we had a lot of hand-me-downs and a lot of stuff that most people wouldn't wear. And Mama would take two pair of pants and make one, cut patches out of one, sew them on the other one. That's what we wore. She done the best she could with her job at the mill to try to keep us dressed and keep us in school, but just didn't have a lot. And the church people thought that you couldn't dress no better than I dressed. I probably didn't belong in church, or at least that's the way they made me feel. I got saved at a young age, but I didn't even know what that meant. I just done it because Mother was making me get up and go to church every Sunday, and I had no clue who God was or how He could impact your life until only a few years ago. And then, but the rest of my life was I spent drinking. I smoked a lot of dope, done a lot of drugs, and I worked. I was a 5 o'clock alcoholic, I guess. Worked every day and drank every night. And whatever drugs I done, I wouldn't do drugs every night, but I done a good bit of them, and I was happy because everybody else was miserable. I didn't have a father growing up, and I felt like the world owed me something. My father deserted us when I was probably 1 year old or less. So Mother kind of tried to play both roles. She didn't have a life because she spent her whole life working and trying to raise me and keep me from being bitter and keep me from getting in trouble and keep me from hating people. And unfortunately she had to work to keep us alive, so she didn't have a lot of time for that other stuff. And I pursued my hatred towards everybody. Because I didn't have a father, I wanted everybody else to suffer for it. It wasn't until I was grown that I realized that it wasn't their problem, it was my problem, and I needed to step up and fix my own problem and move on with life and quit blaming everybody else for my bad hand in life. Transformation House, I was coming there with Lynette before she got sick and passed, and I was coming there for her. And when she passed, I realized that all the drinking I was doing the rest of the week on Sunday morning, I needed to get up and come to church. So that's what I was doing, and I guess that's really the time that I really knew that God was working on me and wanted me in that church, and I didn't know his reason. I still don't, but I know that he had a special plan for me and a special person in that church for me. I didn't know that at the time, but I later found that out. But God worked on me hard for 2 months, keeping me in church and keeping me from drinking, and that kind of stuff was a real chore for me. After Lynette passed away, I was pretty much lost. So I'd get up and go to work, and I'd come home and I'd sit there in the house and I'd drink, and I'd done that every night. And then Saturday night I was drinking, and it's Sunday morning I'd get up and I'd just, okay, you got to go to church. You got to be there. So God was working on me then. He was getting me out of bed on Sunday morning and making me come to church, and I probably didn't want to, but I really did. I really wasn't in control of that. He just knew that that's where I needed to be, and he made sure that I got there, and I got there every Sunday. All the bitterness is gone. I don't grow angry. I don't blame people for stuff. I just deal with what's dealt to me, and I just move on with life. I know God's in control of my life, and I really have no say-so in it. So He's taken away all anger and all the bitterness, and lets me live a whole lot more comfortable life with a wonderful woman, and He just works on me every day, and of course He needs to.
What would you love for people to know that Jesus has done in you that you always thought would be impossible to change?
To get me to love Jesus, to get me to understand about God and about Jesus, and what they're capable of doing, and who they are, and the impact they can have on your life if you just open up your heart and your mind and accept Christ, and make your life understand that they're in control and you're not in control. That was a big thing for me. I just want everybody to know that God loves everybody, and He wants everybody to come to Him and accept Him and live like I try to do. And of course, again, I'm a work in progress. I still lose it from time to time, but you just need to open your mind and your heart up to God, and let Him in, let Him be in control of your life.